Botosh beer, Jabluti, Rek, Kotnai.
Did that guy just say revenge is a dish best served cold in Klingon?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 rivalries on The Big Bang Theory.
We're the ones who discovered super asymmetry, so if anyone's gonna feel like they have imposter syndrome, it's us, because we're not imposters, they are!
For this list, we'll be looking at the best contentious character interactions on the show, from series-long feuds to single-episode battles. We're all on the same team here, so go ahead and leave us a comment below. Number 10. Mary Cooper versus Beverly Hofstadter. Mary Cooper and Beverly Hofstadter are very different people.
You have to be respectful of her beliefs.
Leonard, I'm an adult. I know how to conduct myself around people from different walks of life.
Thank you.
Where is she from again?
East Texas.
Ugh.
The latter is a brilliant, emotionally distant, clinically minded PhD, while the former is a sweet, loving, very religious Texas woman. For over 7 seasons, we get to know each of the mothers separately, but in the penultimate episode of season 8, the mothers finally meet each other in person.
At least the bearded man that I believe in preaches love and compassion. All yours talks about is why you hold in your poop and want to crawl back inside your mama.
The meeting is as awkward as you'd expect from two people with such divergent belief systems. Jump cut to season 10, and the women come together once again for Penny and Leonard's wedding. But this time, Leonard's father hits it off with Mary, to Beverly's very unsubtle dismay. Let's just say that while their sons might be best friends, they'll never be.
How is everyone today?
Good, and you?
Good.
Good.
I'm good too.
Good.
Number 9. Raj versus Neil deGrasse Tyson. In season 4, Raj and Neil deGrasse Tyson appear to be very friendly scientific colleagues.
Sheldon, I want you to meet Neil deGrasse Tyson from the Hayden Planetarium in New York.
I'm quite familiar with Dr. Tyson. He's responsible for the demotion of Pluto from planetary status.
Now, we're not sure what happened in the 8 intervening years, but when season 12 begins, Raj's feelings towards Dr. Tyson appear to have changed. When he finds out the local news only had him on because Dr. Tyson wasn't available, the green envy monster rears its ugly head, and Raj says some rather unflattering things about his fellow astrophysicist.
Sounds like there's no love lost between you and Dr. Tyson.
Oh no, I love Neil. I mean, not as much as Neil loves Neil, but who does, right?
This leads to a very funny Twitter feud that Raj is happy to take part in. That is, until Tyson calls him on the phone and scares him straight with a good old DeGrasse kicking.
And it deserved it, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Whoa, that was fun. Let's see who else needs a DeGrasse kicking.
Number 8. Sheldon versus Leslie Winkle. Given that her nickname for him was Dumbass, you probably could have guessed that Leslie Winkle and Sheldon's relationship is more confrontational than cordial.
Dr. Winkle, what colorful name did you call Dr. Cooper this time?
Dr. Dumbass?
Dr. Cooper, Dr. Winkle apologizes.
No, she doesn't.
And you would have been right. Much of Sheldon's identity is wrapped up in his extreme intelligence, and although his friends are all geniuses as well, the guys tend to kowtow to Sheldon's antics and persona.
I'm sorry, I gotta run. If you come up with an adjective, text me.
Inconsiderate. That is the adjective, inconsiderate.
Leslie Winkle, on the other hand, is a genius that Sheldon can't control or dominate, and who loves pushing his buttons, like when she fixes Sheldon's equation or agrees to join Leonard's physics bowl team just to beat him. Their rivalry lasts for years, but by the end, Leslie is happy to wish Dumbass a happy birthday.
Oh, now you know I hate change. Say it.
Happy birthday, Dumbass!
Yeah!
Number 7. Bernadette versus Mrs. Wolowitz. While Howard's mother comes to love Bernadette, who returns those feelings, the relationship doesn't start off all hearts and roses.
All right, Howard, let's get something straight right now. I'm not going to be your mother.
Whoa, where did that come from?
Although to be fair, their rivalry has less to do with their feelings for each other and more to do with their feelings towards Howard.
How about calling her my wife?
Wives don't take boys from their mothers.
They do, that's why we marry them.
Bernadette wants to live with her boyfriend and eventually her husband, and Howard's mum lays down a nice guilt trip in an effort to keep him at her house. Caught in the middle like a good little mama's boy, Howard goes back and forth a couple of times before finally making the permanent move.
I will move out when I'm ready, and I don't need anyone badgering me into it.
Wow, excuse me.
That was just for her benefit. I'll move tomorrow. I love you. Don't leave me.
Number 6. Penny versus Priya. Imagine living across the hall from your ex when they start dating an amazing new person. Now imagine being that new person dating someone who lives across the hall from their gorgeous ex.
But Penny and I are just friends.
I don't care. This is a woman you have slept with. If you want her around, then I have to wonder if maybe you're not ready to move on.
That's the respective situations that Penny and Priya find themselves in when the latter starts going out with Leonard. For the most part, the two women are cordial to each other, but there's definitely no chance of them ever becoming besties, that's for sure.
All right, well, great seeing you.
Yeah, you do.
Amy's right. I do want to fling my poop at her.
Sheldon also has an adversarial experience with Priya when she uses her lawyerly skills to poke some very frustrating holes in the roommate agreement. But in this case, Sheldon gets the last laugh with his cruel and cunning checkmate.
Self-destruct sequence aborted.
You may have gone to Cambridge, but I'm an honorary graduate of Starfleet Academy.
Number 5. Sheldon versus Will Wheaton. To say that Sheldon is someone who holds a grudge is an understatement. Sheldon has been keeping an enemies list since he was 9 years old. And one of the people on that list is Will Wheaton.
A floppy disk?
I started the list when I was 9.
How did Will Wheaton get on the list?
Oh, come on.
This list comes up when Sheldon learns that Wheaton will be playing in a Mystic Warlords of Ka-R tournament at the comic book store. A tournament Wheaton wins by lying to Sheldon about his dead grandmother.
I don't understand. Your grandmother's alive?
You catch on quick. Come on, Stewie, let's get our prize money.
Eventually, Sheldon proclaims Wheaton a friend, but that doesn't end Will's rivalries in the gang. He and Amy get into it when he agrees to be a guest on Fun with Flags, and she gets a little intense with her directing duties.
Listen, Sheldon, I'm really happy to do this for you, but not if she's going to be a huge pain in the ass the whole time.
You gonna let him speak to me like that?
Well...
Number 4. Sheldon and Amy versus Dr. Pemberton and Dr. Campbell. When we first meet Fermilab specialists Dr. Pemberton and Dr. Campbell, they appear to be allies of Sheldon and Amy.
So you weren't even thinking about super asymmetry?
Thinking about it? We don't even understand it.
And now look at the four of us, changing the face of physics.
Having proven the latter's theory of super asymmetry, the Fermilab guys look to have provided Sheldon and Amy a ticket to the Nobel Prize. However, when it's revealed that Pemberton and Campbell were more lucky than smart, the two parties begin to diverge.
But she's my wife.
Yes, exactly. She's your wife. And she's a neuroscientist. It's like, what's she even doing on this paper? It just raises questions.
When the Fermilab physicists tell Sheldon to drop Amy in order to improve their chances for the Nobel, the rivalry is solidified. In the end, a plagiarism scandal comes between Pemberton and Campbell, leaving Shamey standing alone at the top of the Nobel Mountain.
Someone published all the information about his plagiarism. It was me. Someone else told Fermilab and he lost his job. Also me.
Number 3. Sheldon versus Penny. The overarching history of Sheldon and Penny's relationship is of two people who go from neighbors to the best of friends.
I'm banished? What the hell kind of crap is that?
Don't worry, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, you do that.
Just so I know, would you be open to taking his class?
However, for one short moment on that timeline, they also experience quite an epic rivalry, one that begins with the simple act of touching an onion ring. Penny tampering with Sheldon's onion rings sets off a string of events that leads to her banishment from the apartment.
You can't do that. Not only is it a violation of California state law, it flies directly in the face of Cheesecake Factory policy.
Yeah, no, there's a new policy. No shoes, no shirt, no Sheldon.
But she doesn't take it lying down. This leads to a hilarious escalation of revenge pranks from both parties. It only ends when Sheldon gets a call from his mother.
And she touched my food. Okay, yes, I took her clothes, but she started it. No, that's not fair.
Number 2. Sheldon versus Barry Kripke. While they're both brilliant minds, Sheldon Cooper and Barry Kripke generally don't like each other and often find themselves at odds.
If you will, is the existence of particles. I myself led an expedition to the Arctic Circle in search of said particles. Kripke, I found the nozzle. I'm going to kill you.
Like when Kripke pranked Sheldon during an NPR radio interview, leading to a Sheldon brilliant but ill-timed foam-filled revenge plot. The two have also gone up against each other via their fighting robots.
I will, however, give you the opportunity to concede my superiority now and offer me your robot as the spoils of war.
Never. I'd rather see Monty dead than in your hands.
That could be easily arranged.
Then there's the time when Sheldon and Kripke both have their eyes on a recently vacated office at the university. A battle Sheldon eventually wins in a game of basketball, if you can call it that.
Sheldon, give the man some privacy. I'm sorry, this guy's got no respect for boundaries.
What do you want?
Will you tell this lunatic that Professor Watman's office is rightfully mine?
Can't you take this up with your department chairman?
They're like Batman and the Joker, if Batman and the Joker were two genius, athletically challenged nerds. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Beverly Hofstadter versus Alfred Hofstadter. Hateful shrew and wrinkled old bastard. Sure aren't terms of endearment.
And of course, Mom.
Hello, my hateful shrew.
Hello to you, you wrinkled old bastard.
Penny versus Alicia. This one leads to an actual physical altercation.
You are way out of line.
Oh, I'm out of line?
Yeah, you're out of line.
Well, what are you gonna do about it, bitch?
Sheldon versus Georgie. Lots of family baggage almost keeps Sheldon's brother from coming to his wedding.
What do you want, Sheldon?
Why aren't you returning my phone calls?
You're supposed to be the smart one. You figure it out. He's not that kind of smart. You might want to give him a hint.
Sheldon versus Dennis Kim. Sheldon meets his intellectual match, and he doesn't like it.
You see where it went wrong, don't you?
Leonard?
Yeah?
Get him out.
Sheldon versus Dr. Gablehauser. Another case of Sheldon rivalry ending because his mummy makes him apologize.
We may have gotten off on the wrong foot when I called you an idiot. And I just wanted to say that I was wrong. To point it out.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Sheldon versus Howard. While their relationship is always on the contentious side, Sheldon and Howard aren't rivals as much as they're, to quote Sheldon, tertiary friends.
I'll finish making the tea while you narcissistically ramble on about whatever's troubling you.
Thanks.
That's what tertiary friends are for.
However, there are times when that friendship boils over and goes from contentious to a rivalry, as is the case when Howard decides to take Sheldon's class at the university, only to have him make every effort to embarrass him rather than learn.
You're spit in my mouth!
Is that going to be on the test? Because I don't think I can do that again.
But of course their greatest battle takes place over a university parking spot, a spot given to Howard that had previously belonged to the non-driving Sheldon. A battle so epic that both guys eventually take to using their own naked bodies as weapons in the war.
Just breaking in your new car? Stop that! You stop that!
Now, you know what they say. Revenge is a dish best served nude.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.